Awesome. Okay, welcome everyone, wherever you are in the world, and to all of you who will be listening to our recording as well. How fantastic. We had 224 people who registered, so it just shows testament to how much we all just love what we're sharing and to hear the amazing knowledge from Sage today. Yay! So I hope you've all got your wandered water. Sit back and let's let the energy just flow and enjoy the call. So my name's Janice Smith and I live here in New Zealand. I started my journey only 3.5 months ago. I purchased a wand for my own health issue and now it's working, and I know that it's working. And I will have proof with my scan results very shortly, and I'll share those in the testimony page. Last week, I decided that it was time to really get serious and start helping more people. So I reached out to Sage because I just love his knowledge, love his delivery on how to use the wand. And I also asked Rachel from Perth in Australia to join us because I thought it's a wonderful, pun intended, idea to link arms and share this opportunity. So Sage has been a life health coach and a magical body worker for 20 years, dabbling in the healing arts. He's a very passionate man, as we all know, and Sage has embraced self-correction, self-insight, self-healing, and the Buddhistic inner path, along with a lot of other non-dualistic healing. So we're really excited to hear from Sage shortly. But first, the lovely Rachel, who is going to lead us into our questions with Sage today. Rachel started in April of this year when iTeraCare came along and turned her life upside down in a good way, and is now working a full-time thriving business. So well done, Rachel. Rachel also has helped over 300 people, is now a one-star manager, has ranked in the top 20 sponsor awards for the past 4 months running, and is now off to Egypt and Dubai next week after qualifying at the very last minute for the incentive tour earlier this year. So congratulations, Rach. Fantastic achievement. Have a wonderful holiday, and the room's all yours.
Awesome. Thank you, Janice. Oh, that's so lovely. Yeah, I'm very excited to go to Egypt next week. Can't wait. And I'm so excited to be here as well and to be having this conversation with Sage. Sage, you speak my language. I love what you're all about. Yeah, especially with how to use the device and, using it to tune into your body as well. And every time I speak to someone, they're like, oh, we love Sage's videos, or watch his Meridian videos. And, people just love what you've got to share. So we thought we'd bring you on here and start to ask you some basic questions about how to get started. And yeah, if you can share your knowledge and experience with us, that would be fantastic. So I've got some basic questions for you. So let's get started. How would you advise a newbie to start with the device? So would you just get them to start with the wanded water? Would you get them to start with the 10-step program, like the 10-step warm-up guide? Like, how would you actually tell someone to start with the device if they just asked you straight out, how do I get started?
Certainly. Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate the introduction. And I want to start this way. This is such an evolutionary light family. I just, everybody I've come in contact with, it's so wonderful to be in a group where people are so highly concerned to make changes in their life. And that is such an uncommon thing for me for so many years now. This last year, I've seen a great turnaround in people's mentality. So I just want to send a great big thank you out to everybody who has a wand, everybody who's here, everybody who's got the message on some level, probably beyond the mind, and they've been attracted to this device. I just want to say welcome, and you all have made such an incredible decision for your lives. So I want to start there. So I honor all of you. Getting started, wanding the water. I had such a great time wanding the water and starting the whole process and feeling that. So absolutely, wanding the water with intention. You're putting that light element into the water that the wand delivers and all the magic that it is, but your intentions are so also incredibly powerful for what you are going to bring into your life as you drink this water throughout the day. So I would have to say that wanding the water every day still is an amazing ritual for my life to ground me and bring me in. and to infuse that. So I'm really into wanding the water. So yes, please wand the water. I would say start with like 16 ounces a day, see how you feel. If you don't feel anything, bump it up. Depending upon where you're starting at health-wise is why I'm saying this. If you're in a really, challenging state, you came out of a bad disease state, that you're coming back into harmony in your life, or you might be incredibly healthy, I believe you have to drink the water and find out where you're at and watch for symptoms. Does your energy increase? Great. But you want to make sure you go to sleep. So you don't want to be drinking wanted water close to bed if it's going to wake you up. So you have to find out how your body is doing with the water. So I say start at 16 ounces the first day, go to 32 ounces the next day, 48 ounces, and you keep bumping it up until you can drink the water all day if need be. Does that make sense? Is that good?
Yeah. So just start with the water and see how you feel before you even start using the device. Yeah.
Well, no. I would say do the 20, 30 minutes or do the 30 minutes originally. Again, unless you have a really, see, here's where I want to make this point. If you're not feeling well, and if you can say, hey, I'm coming from a really, place where I need to make a lot of advancement in my healing, start slow. Start with 10 minutes on the wand, I would say, and 16 ounces of water. So you have to understand where you're at, honestly, and then go from there, because you will feel this device wake you up. You will feel this device calm you. You will feel this device moving energy. So it's really important for you to listen to your body, to notice all your symptoms, if any appear. And if anything negative appears, you get really tired, you might get sick. I've had a woman use the wand for 10 minutes on her belly. She was very bloated and had diabetes, and it gave her diarrhea for a day. Just at a quick example. So, 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day, starting out with probably no more than 30. That's what I would advise. Yes. Now, where to use it? I love the protocol that the company set forth for people coming in. I absolutely 100% agree with that, because on all your fingers and all your toes, all your meridians for your whole entire body begin. And they actually begin on each side of your fingernails and each side of your toenails. Okay. So I believe that's why they put that in there. So definitely make sure you wand your fingertips as well as your hands and your feet and your toenails, as well as all around your feet, the top to the bottom, the sides, just like your hands, because your meridians of all your body begin around all the whole foot and hand. So you're making sure you're initiating all the beginning meridian lines by wanding those areas. So yes, definitely do the normal protocol. Moving on to like the elbows, same thing. There's really powerful acupuncture points in the elbows. Behind the knees, there's points to relieve pain in the back, literally like in the back of the kneecap. In the forearm or in the elbow, you have your pericardium, which is the muscle around your heart. It's dead center in the center of your elbow, as well as your lung channel, as well as your heart channel run through your elbows as well, that you'll be accessing when you use your wand. It's a lot of information. Let me take a second here. Okay. So quick recap. That's why you're doing the hands, the fingernails, and the toes for all the meridians. You start by doing the elbows, the back of the knees, and then the pelvis. And that's going to work with the meridians, but it's also working on all of your, of your glands of your body, lymphatic glands and lymphatic areas. So they're targeting moving the lymphatic fluids as well. These are like pumping stations. You have like, literally you have like storage tanks, the side of your neck, beside your breast, underneath your armpit, and in your arm and in your elbows. So those lymphatic sites, you're actually initiating and detoxifying and moving all those. So that protocol that the company gave is powerful, profound, an amazing place to start for people.
Yeah, incredible. So even I didn't realize all the meridians started at the fingertips and the toes. So yeah, that's interesting and great. Yeah, great. Great area to start. And it pretty much answers my next question as well. Like if someone only had 15 minutes, they didn't have time to do like a full protocol, is that what you would suggest, is to actually do the fingertips and the toes and keep doing the lymphatic, the lymphatic points, sites that you said, to get the drainage happening, to get the meridians started? And then like maybe would you do just like 5 minutes on the problem spot as well? Like what would you suggest if someone didn't have a lot of time to do like a full protocol?
Yes, I would say you could do the hands and the feet and the, those areas for like 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes, that I just suggested. Knowing that this is really fantastic for reducing pain significantly, and, taking some challenges out of your body, whether it be stiffness or tightness. Then I would definitely use the extra time to move on to the problematic areas. Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
So that would be the protocol plus your pain areas. That would be a good 15 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, awesome. That's great. And what about the, on the guides or the manuals where it shows the direction? So it shows you I can't even remember if it's anti-clockwise or clockwise. Like people get a bit confused or think it needs to be used in like one direction. What is your feedback on that? Like, do we need to do it in a specific way? Can we hold it in one spot? Can we do, the other way? Is it going to mess things up? Like what's the right way to do it? Or isn't there a right way?
Well, I would always do this. I think that, not to put any males down on this call, but I think women's intuition is so refined over so many millennia that this is where I would say, this is where I really want everybody to close your eyes and put it on a spot in question, go in one direction and put it in the other direction, and literally see which one has you feel more relaxed, which one has you feel more like, oh, no, this feels good going this way. So I really want people to use this wand to start to really foster listening to their intuition and understanding themselves. And what I would say is the answer to that truly is that everybody's so different. People's polarities may be switched. And if your polarity is switched, but the one direction that it says to go, if you have a switch polarity day, you're going to need to go the other way. And this is why we need to start listening to ourselves and using the wands in this way, in my opinion. That will definitely give you your best result. It's how you feel. What makes you feel better? Which direction? Let's put it that way to keep it really simple. And then that will be your direction. And maybe notice someday it might change. It might be the other way. Sure does make it fun.
It's so true. I like that what you said, it may change. Like, for instance, I mean, you could give someone advice, but then, in a few weeks, it's going to be different for them. Like, I know when I first started, the first time I used it, I couldn't sleep that night, and I said to myself, okay, well, I'm just not going to use the device before I go to bed because I can't sleep, after using it. I've got all this energy running through my body. And then a month later, after my body got used to it, I no longer had the detox symptoms, and now I can use the device at nighttime. It puts me to sleep. It makes me so relaxed. It's completely different. So yeah, I think people need to realize that even though that you might use it one way the first time, it'll be different as time goes on. So it's a matter of tuning into your body and seeing what's right in that moment.
Beautiful,
yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what about, can you explain the different settings? I get a lot of questions about what's the difference between 1, 2, and 3? Like, is there different frequencies? What setting should I use it on for what? Even people ask about, what setting to use it for the water. Does it matter what setting people use it on? Like, what is your feedback on what the settings are and how they work?
My feeling is that, the third setting, the hot setting, the fastest and hot setting, that's the one to use for the water. So you're charging it with as much as you can. I do believe there's a distinction between the second and the third setting. It's something to do with the heat. If you plug your device in and you put it on full blast, it's going to draw more watts than if it's on the second setting. So I can only say my personal interpretation is that the warm setting, I feel it works really well, but the hot setting, that really moves things in my body. So I do feel there's a much greater difference, and I believe the terahertz must be stronger with the higher setting. Yes. Now, that answers the first question of 1, 2, 3. Well, the first one's kind of like a cool setting. So many people I've read on the threads that the wand is too hot for their bodies, their skins are really sensitive. So that's a good person to use the first setting, on their body, so they're able to have an experience with a wand and then wand their water on high. For sensitive people, I would say that's what I would suggest. Now, moving on to still using the first setting, it's phenomenal for the face because the face is a very sensitive, area. So I personally would use the first setting on the face. If you're choosing to work around your breast area, you may be sensitive on your breast area, or other sensitive parts. So I think the settings really boils down to be a choice factor by, again, what feels comfortable for me. What does it feel good for me on this setting? And the sensitive places in the face will probably be the first setting for most people. Then from there, the second warm setting, I love using that because I'll just close my eyes and I'll just feel it in my body, and I'll wait until it actually gets hot in that, that 2-inch area. And then I'll move it like an inch or 2 inches. So I kind of creep it around my body in that low setting, just so I make sure I'm really warming up the bones and really warming all the tissues, because that feels like it really delivers a really profound felt experience. Like I literally feel my emotional and mental state shift, especially if I'm working certain points like master points in acupuncture on the body. I can feel a shift in literally like 2-3 minutes with this wand. So that's using it like on that medium setting on a specific spot and then moving it really slowly. So when I first got my classic, that's, I spent hours working with it like that on my body a day, hours. And then I started exploring the hot, and the hot setting felt like it was definitely much more powerful and very amazing. Yes. So it's a wattage due to voltage, I believe, as far as intensity.
Yeah, I agree. When I first got my device, I only used it on the lowest settings. I didn't use it on the heat. I think it must have been hot, like in the air, like in the weather must have been hot. So I never used the heat. And then I eventually started using the heat, and I just realized how much more efficient it was, how like I just had to use it for less time when it was hotter, and it got rid of some pain much quicker. So yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, yes, agree 100%. Yes. You just nailed it. Thank you for asking, and I love your answer.
And a lot of people are afraid of using the heat on inflammation. I get that quite a bit. Like they have a feeling that, or a thought that that they can't use heat on inflammation. How would you answer that one? What is your feeling?
It kind of goes back to where I was saying, close your eyes and, use it. And that's what I would tell people. You know what? Try it once. You're never going to know until you try it. And you can try to think of it in your head as much as you want, and the head will block you probably from what's best. So what's the harm in using it once in an area to find that answer out for yourself? You're not going to damage yourself, certainly not any worse. But guess what? You might get better. So yeah, I would say try it. Intuition, felt, sense.
Give it a go. Just, I feel like you can't really do anything wrong with this device. Like you can't get it wrong,
True. I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah.
Very simple, very easy, very powerful, very effective, very, very incredible. There's a lot of information that, that I've received from other people, and, from deeper uses of the wand. And I don't think this is a place to share that. Apparently, I really think we should have a really open the top of this off and really, really get some great sharings going some other time. But just say, I'm trying to keep it simple.
Yeah. I know, I was thinking the same thing. I 100% agree with you there. Yeah. And another question we get asked a lot is, what about, how there's the guideline of not showering after 4 hours after, or not eating, is it not eating cold food and cold drink 4 hours after? Are you able to elaborate on that?
Certainly. Now we talk about thermodynamics and meeting hot and cold. And so the wand, is penetrating, as we know, very deeply into the bones and the organs, getting everything stirring and moving. So if you're to eat cold food, it actually goes in your stomach and it cools down your whole body. Okay. So you would actually stop the process of the circulation, which you did a treatment for. You would actually shut that down and significantly slow down what the terahertz and what the energy is doing by eating a cold meal. That's just basic Chinese acupuncture. A good example is like if you're a drink like a cold drink after you just did a warming treatment, when it hits your stomach, it cools your whole entire body. So you would stop the treatment, you just nullify the treatment probably significantly from that. The shower, the shower is kind of like the same thing. You know, some people take a shower, it's going to be different stimulus coming from the organ of your skin, which is your largest organ in your body because it's everywhere. It's actually an organ. So when that water hits that, your cells and your skin, everything moves and tightens and shifts. So again, it's going to be disturbing, you know, the deeper energies, excuse me, that the wand got going in your body. It's just going to change that and shift you out of that.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Oh yeah, I know that totally makes sense. And I actually had a question the other day. Well, what about eating before or drinking beforehand? So I guess that's if you're eating or drinking cold before the device, you're cooling down the body before using the device. But then I guess if you're using the device, it's going to warm it up. So I guess that's why there's no guideline around that. Is that what you'd say? What you suggest?
Oh no, no. So now if you have a meal, and that this is one thing, you know, get more advanced use, but since we're here, I'm going to share with you. So say you can eat a meal before you wand. Absolutely, because some people have digestive issues, so they may get bloated, they may feel heavy. It's very common for a lot of people to have what we call like, you know, damp heat in the lower part of the body in Chinese medicine. So that would literally keep everything from digesting. So yeah, after you eat a meal, I usually actually use the wand after I eat a lot just to help process it from my stomach, small intestine, and throughout my digestive system.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah,
okay, awesome. Yeah, so actually
we
wand after you eat.
I would absolutely, yeah, especially your digestive system from your stomach all the way down. Absolutely, yeah. I've been having a great time with this thing for like 5 months. I'm like, woohoo! Yeah,
I hadn't
it's
even
amazing.
thought about that. That's so good. Oh, excuse me.
I want to share with everybody because this is super powerful and for many people. If you're feeling ungrounded, if you're feeling just, you know, like all wired up, you could take the wand over your back and just run it down the back of your neck and down as far as you can, and you know, over the top of the shoulder blades and the back of the shoulder blades, and just with your hand just wand your back. But that upper T section from shoulder to shoulder and from C7, which is the big bone at the bottom of your cervical and where your shoulders are in your back, and down as far as you can go, and in between from the spine to the shoulder blades, that completely calms a central nervous system down completely.
Yeah, wow.
It's amazing. It's my favorite treatment because I tend to be, you know, kind of energetic and, you know, ungrounded most of the time. So there, you know, have propensity to be like nervous. This thing will knock nervousness out in like 3 minutes. So it's so wonderful to have something that's a sure bet that I can shore up my energy, that I can get myself in a perfect space, you know, in relationship to, you know, conversations and people and things going on.
Yeah.
That's what's so incredible about this device that we have our hands on here. It's incredible for balancing and harmonizing the human experience, literally.
Yeah. It is such an incredible device. I agree. Yeah, blown away every day. Thank you, Sage. That's awesome. I have to try that one. I haven't actually done the back of the neck much.
Yeah, or, you know, I made a video on how you can use this yourself on your back. So I set up a couple stations.
Yeah.
So you could set up that high station to hit you like right in the back of the heart in that area. And then you could easily just wand that part of your body and just put it behind you.
Yeah.
Hands free.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, amazing. I like using it. I just like lie it on my chest and put it up through that way. So it goes all the way through. Nice and easy.
I talked about, it's in the front too. It's also very common to go from front shoulder blade across, you know, the front of the chest and to the other side of the shoulder blade. And as you're saying, down from your throat, down to like the bottom. Basically that whole, I call it the front plate. To also do that front plate, it's also very relaxing as well. So amazing. Glad you found your way.
Yeah, it puts me to sleep now. I've actually fallen asleep and my partner's walked in and had to wake me up and turn the actual device off. Just warning.
Sure. Oh,
Oh, funny.
great.
And
Excuse me, Sage, did you mention the T-zone then? Someone's just asking. Excuse me, Rachel.
oh yeah.
And I'll put questions in your chat, Rachel.
Did you say T-zone?
Someone said, I missed the part of the body Sage just said. Did he say T-zone?
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I was exemplifying working on the front of the body. I lost your picture here.
Oh, I see direct messages.
We probably don't want to go into everybody's messages there though, so while we're here all day.
I can't see Sue. Sue said she messaged me, but I can't see it. I've actually got one more question for you, Sage, before we switch to the questions. One more, and it's one more thing I get asked quite a lot is why can't you use it on the top of your head when if you've got high blood pressure?
You know, that's a very interesting element. Again, I'm going to put this one back to maybe we can't use it and say, how about you close your eyes, use it on your head. And if pressure in your head gets intense, or you feel it becoming negative, then stop. You know, I think it's going to vary from person to person. And, you know, again, you're not going to, you know, harm yourself, but, you know, by listening, you get to find out yes or no. Or you could just adhere to it. But to answer your question, you know, high blood pressure, usually people feel that in the head most. So you're going to be wanting a place and bringing more energy. So I believe they think that it might exacerbate that into a negative program.
Yeah.
But I still would say, like, you know, there's a point called DU20, and you take, I wish you guys could see me, but you take your fingers, you put it on top of your ear, and you run it directly up the top of your head. So let me have you do it, Rachel. Take both of your index fingers and put it right on top of your ears. Yep, one on each side. At the very top.
Yeah.
Both your hands, please.
Both your hands. Okay. Sorry.
And I want you to lift your fingers up to the top of your head together until you meet at the very top. Right there, that's DU20.
Okay.
Now in acupuncture, that point balances. Ready for this? It balances the body, spirit, and the mind. That one point.
Yeah, right.
So if you have high blood pressure, you know, you may just want to just try doing that point just to balance the body, spirit. I mean, it'd be really easy to do a workshop on going into different maladies. Whether someone has, you know, high blood pressure, you know, which is a heart issue and heart muscle issue, the pericardium, and, you know, show how to wand like underneath the arm and the side of the breast, you know, where that's underneath your arm is where your heart meridian begins. And next to your nipple, you know, on the outside of the breast, that's where your pericardium or the muscle for the heart begins. So just by wanding underneath your armpit and the side of your breast and the front of your shoulder, you're addressing, we'll say, heart disease or heart challenges. And that's the whole beautiful thing about this is that, you know, these devices are so helpful for these types of conditions to better them, to make them come to a more homeostatic condition. Mm-hmm. So maybe we could do a workshop on all that type thing some too for people.
Yeah, definitely. That would be amazing. Oh, I think you've answered all our questions so far. Thank you so much. Should we?
Welcome, my pleasure.
Yeah, it's been amazing, Sage. Thank you so much. We're not going to wrap up just yet. I think we're going to answer some questions, but I just wanted to thank you personally. It's been so lovely to have a chat to you and listen to what it's really all about, which is tuning into your body. You know, I think the answer for every single question is pretty much the same thing, you know, like tune in, see how you feel. It's all about how you feel, and every single person is going to be different. You know, there is a set of guidelines, but that one guideline is not going to be the right guideline for every single person. Right. So it is a matter of tuning into your own body, and as Sage said, just, you know, oops, can you hear me? Yep. Making sure that, you know, that you're doing what's right for you and listening to your body and stopping when you need to.
Excuse me, Rach. So you've got the questions there. Would you like to fire a couple?
Yeah.
Sure. Sue?
Thank you. We're finding a few people asking about plates and pins and areas where there's been foreign objects, into the body. And they're asking about wanding in those areas.
Sage has been muted.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
you're
there we go. Certainly, I heard that. And again, we go back to thermodynamics. So what happens when you use something of heat, especially something that drives into the body this deeply, which will reach those pins and plates and cages and all that, when you touch heat to metal, it expands. So if you have a piece of metal that has intertwined and worked itself into your body to become one, and you expand the metal with the device, it's probably going to break away from the bone at some point in time. So I believe that's due to thermodynamics. I believe that's why they say don't use it on the metal. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Another question was asking if the iTeraCare can help for stroke survivors.
This is oh, I'm having such a great time with you guys.
It's the body, isn't it? It's not the wand, it's the body.
Right. Here's what I say. There's an app that we have in America. You guys have this, but it's an app on your phone, and the one we have is called Visual Acupuncture 3D. Okay. Visual Acupuncture 3D. Now, I'll have to talk to you, Rachel, work with you guys at a point in time to see what apps are on your phone for Chinese medicine that people can download. And why I'm saying this, because when you search in the Chinese or on these apps and you put in, stroke, it'll give you many different points that help relieve drooling, that help to straighten out the eyes, that help to balance things from a stroke victim. So there are points in the body in Chinese acupuncture medicine that you can use a wand on. Reading over a lot of the points, many of them are on the head and around the ears that help the eyes. But there's also ones across the body. I can't think right now where they're all at, but this is what I love about this device, because I believe that the TCM, traditional Chinese medicine model that this device was made, to work with, literally is the owner's manual for how your body operates and how you can tweak your body, knowing the different points that are on the meridian systems. So I want everybody to start looking at this information, because you will be so fascinated when you see like a point on your hand can increase your voice and straighten out hoarseness or take away pain in the back of your body. It's amazing and fascinating, this medicine. So these wands were made so we can utilize this in this way. So please, everybody, yes, get passionate and start working with those that information from Chinese medicine, the meridians and the points.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do have that app here. I've got it on my phone. So yeah, just go to the App Store and type in Visual Acupuncture 3D, and it's in iPhone and the Google Play Store as well, by the looks of it. I just had a look.
Oh, beautiful. It's my favorite because it has a spinnable 3D model. So you can look where you have discomfort or challenges and touch on that point and see exactly what that point does function-wise in your body, all your systems. Or there's a search category that says keyword, and you can put in a keyword in there, say stroke or depression was the one I did the other day, and looked at depression. Oh my God, if you just like do yoga and work on your bladder channel with the device, it'll shift depression. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's incredible. Better than sliced bread, I tell you.
It's just lots of questions about lots of different things, but it's pretty much the same answers, right? You've just got to give it a go.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same.
Great.
Everybody's different, everybody's unique, aren't they? So they just got to try themselves and see how it goes and jump on the testimony page.
And we have the manual, the 46-page manual that's got all those points that you can go to. So I think a lot of people get confused about, can the wand do this? Can the wand do that? No, the wand doesn't do anything like that. The wand activates the meridians in those points to get the body moving. Is that correct, Sage?
That's absolutely correct. Yes. Absolutely. You know, it turns back on your body's ability to heal itself. I mean, it's incredible. Don't get me off into the quantum mechanics of this and I'm going another levels. We'll keep it really simple.
Yeah.
How about this? It works so amazing and powerfully. I simplify it to people I talk to saying, hey, really listen, this is just healing. I can't say that. This is just working with your body to transform, alkalize it, and correct it by using the highest light source that humanity has ever seen. Now, I don't know how they got this light source to come out of this wand, but basically it's shifting the human experience with just light. I simplify it. It's just light. And when you shine light on darkness, it goes away, it illuminates. When you shine light on the light and the heat, you know, in the body, when it has, you know, systems and organs that are backed up and blocked, that light's is going to go in and remove all the blocks. To me, it's all about light.
Yeah.
It just works. Undeniably.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Some of the questions are about, how should I say, medical procedures currently available or not available to people, and therefore they're having symptoms. So they're asking if wanding the body, which obviously I think it's talking about moving the blood around to stop it stacking. Yeah. Can that can be activated with the water and the wanding, can't it? The blood.
Yes, the circulation, absolutely, for sure. Yes. And again, back to the Chinese, you know, app, you know, look in there under circulation and see which points are meant for circulation. And that way you can target with the wand those points to move the blood. There's specific points that will accelerate it. Maybe one of you can, you know, look up circulation and the keyword while we're doing this and see what pops up.
That's another thing people can do is actually, you know, jump on, if you've got to work on something, you know, like use the visual app that that Sage talks about, the app. And even what I do is I go onto Google and I type whatever issue it is, like say for instance, prolapse. When I had found out I had a prolapse, I went prolapse Chinese medicine. Oh, it's related to spleen energy. Okay, great. Go have some acupuncture, work on the spleen energy. Yeah, and then I just use the device on my spleen, on the spleen meridians. So, you know, take the opportunity to actually learn about that side of things for yourself. You know, do the research and see what it's connected to and work on those points in the body. So it's all the information's there. It's just a matter of, you know, finding out, using the apps, using the tools.
Yeah, yes, that's a really
device onto it.
Absolutely. And if you put the letters TCM in the computer and put your diagnosis, exactly, it'll give you the Chinese medical understanding. And then, yes, you look at the organ. Sometimes they'll even tell you exact points that are used by acupuncturists worldwide to deal with that malady. So yes, great way to use it. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I've got someone who
your comment.
Oops, you
sorry,
go,
Rach.
You go, sorry.
Maybe your comment, Sage, on the difference between the premium and the classic. We know that lots and lots of people are buying the classic because it's so easy to get used to and everything, but people are wondering what's it like to upgrade to the premium. How do you feel about the differences between them?
I would say the classic is like driving a Volkswagen and the premium's like jumping to like an Audi, is what I would say. Quite honestly. Yeah, that's just the first example I would say. Yeah, there's a significant shift of power and functioning from the classic to the premium. The premium, again, it's like an Audi or a Porsche type of an analogy element. You'll feel it's so much more powerful. The premium does not have a cold setting. It's only warm and really hot. It's like a warm, hot. So that's one consideration I share with people. It doesn't have a cool setting. But I love the premium tremendously. It feels like, all the devices, in my opinion, if you shine them on a wall at nighttime and you move them to and fro from the wall, you'll see different symbols in each of them. And I looked up the symbol I see in the premium, and it's a really high level sacred geometry symbol, quite honestly. So there's a lot of intelligence put into this. So there's actually a different palpable, we'll say, energetic feeling between the two as well. And when I turn on that premium, I swear to you, it feels like there's like this quantum energy around me. I'm connected, like I've been meditating for like 30 minutes as soon as I turn that thing on. And I don't feel that with the classic. So there's an energetic quality that I find to be in the premium. And it's incredible. I love the premium tremendously.
Yeah.
And I have all three. I have the professional too, but I typically always use a premium now.
Yeah, the premium is just a nice feeling device. I agree with you. It feels so nice. It's just such a calmer energy, and just it's nice. And just powerful, but powerful at the same time. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
What you just said there, that's that feminine felt sense experience that I talk about. And I love that, because it's so powerful to be able to feel at that level the different nuances that are available. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually never even read about the wand when I got it. I just started using it, and all the videos you see are just me like using from like just pure experience. Oh, what's this doing? Oh my God. Oh, it's like, I'm not reading about it. I'm just feeling it like you're talking about.
I do exactly the same thing. I think I read the manual, like I did the warm-up protocol the first time, and then I've never done it again. I've never followed anything.
Did I?
Yeah, I just do it. I just use it. And I can go like a few days without using it, I don't use it every day. I use it when I feel to pick it up and use it.
Well, actually, that's very great you said that, because, I believe it's nice to take one day off a week, because your body, even this, can get used to it and not notice it after a while. So very important, just like people on like, herbs and that type thing, we have to take a little time off and listen to yourself, and you'll be good. But definitely take a little time off if you're a excessive user like me.
I agree. I was thinking about that about my shampoo the other day. I need a new shampoo. I've been using this one too long. My hair's getting too used to it.
Exactly. Yes. Everything's changing.
Exactly.
That's one thing we
need to change it up.
Trust me, there's one thing constant in life. Everything is changing. Only always. Yeah.
Exactly.
We're getting a few questions about cancer and tumor and tumors in the body, please, Sage. Again, could you maybe touch on that, please?
Sure. Well, here's where I would say, go to the wand testimonial page. Obviously I can't, speak directly about cancer and what it's going to do and all that, but we can look at the testimonials. And, there's one woman in Ireland, I forget her mother, had a cancerous growth, and, it eliminated itself in, 4 or 5 days of use with a wand. So I like to, let people know that that's been experiential for that. I can tell you that one of my clients in Palm Beach had cancer and utilized the wand.
The young woman endures her light symptom over bitterness. She becomes a healer who gives the love of God to others.
I can't find them. Sorry.
That's what you do.
Okay, I think I did it.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's just looking as well. I couldn't see who it was. Okay.
Okay, sorry, Sage.
We're nearing the end anyway, so
I think that was a interruption. A very timely, perfect. I loved it.
Yeah.
So yes, I would say, to keep it safe and simple, just refer to the wand testimonial page, and submit your answers there, your questions, and look through that for that one. I don't want to touch that one too deeply.
No. Fair enough.
that's the safest
Okay.
way.
But you can drink the water. You can drink the water.
Although I've had a few questions about drinking the water. People are experiencing some dizziness, and I put a general thing in the chat that it can also be to do with the quality of the water that they're drinking to start with. Is that correct, please?
Yeah, dizzy. I haven't felt that or come across that. It might be a super rapid detox for somebody. That could possibly be happening. So, I have a friend of mine who, works worldwide with, helping people rebalance, pretty much everything, different levels. So he's really big about like the fungal network that, is formed in the body and candida and things like that. And, his recommendation is, only drink, 4 to 8 ounces of water a day because it's that powerful. So, I would say lessen the use of the water, go down. Somebody's getting dizzy, take it down to, 4 ounces a day, then go to 8 ounces and work up from there. Yeah, typically dizziness is, it's to do usually with the kidneys, like vertigo, is like dizziness in a way. So that's usually falls under the kidney category. So, perhaps, wand the, I would say, wand the kidney channel, wand the back of the kidneys and drink less water and see what that does for you, to see what happens with that. And again, back to the app, look up dizziness in the acupuncture or on the computer.
Because it could be all that oxygen coming into the body that they're not used to, isn't it?
Well, here's where I'll put this in here. And I was going to wait to a different time, but I've had a couple psychic channelers look at this without telling him anything about it. And the one woman was like, wow, she's like, this is like, and she didn't even know the name. She didn't know anything. And I was like, hey, I'm working with this wand. Can you give me some information on it? And she was like, well, I see white and blue energy. And I was like, yes, they all have a blue light. And I always describe this as the white light of Christ or, Buddha or Allah, a very high level white light that I have seen and felt come out of it. So when she confirmed that, I was like, yes, that's absolutely it. But that's not where I'm going with it. Her comment was, she was like, this is like off-planetary, I forget what she said, device, but technology, off-planetary technology from the future here now. And she was like, this thing is like the lightning bolt of Thor. So it's going to shift people's energy and vibration so quickly. So if somebody is not doing really well or their body's kind of dragging and they drink a lot of water and wand themselves, it might be pushing too much high level signal of correction too quickly. So let's just back it down. Let's just drink less water and wand less for somebody like that. Get used to it.
Amazing. I'm thinking we should probably wrap it up. Yeah.
One more question, I think. Should we throw one more for Sage? One more question for Sage?
I have 10% more power on my phone. We can go till it dies.
What would you like to say to us, Sage, before we wind up and say thank you so much for coming on and sharing your knowledge with us all around the world? That many people have also registered for the recording. So the floor is yours, Sage. Let us, what would you like to say?
Just sending a blessing out to everybody's heart and everybody's mind and everybody's soul that, is on the call and that even has a unit. I did this one video and when I first got the premium and I saw, it felt like into the future and I saw wands all around the world and like everybody turning them on and literally seeing the light grid around the whole entire world that these wands are producing. So I really believe they're going to lift the vibration of the planet. I'm just so happy that people are gravitating towards this and the information is getting out and people are having their experience. There's a lot of high level meditation people that I'm, privy to, around the world. And a lot of them already have wands and that these high level people feel and sense this. Absolutely. From the moment it hit my hand, I mean, it was directing me where to move it on my body and put it. So, I'm just, I'm happy to be in the family of light and I'm happy everybody's here and just send many, blessings of, I can't go there. Just send many blessings out to everybody to be in their hearts and souls and their minds and know that we're all one. And I'm so happy we're doing this all together.
And we'll see you down here in Australia and New Zealand sometime soon, please.
Oh, I would love that.
We would love to host you. Fantastic.
Well, I'll be there sometime soon. How about that?
Fantastic. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sage. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Sue, for coming in and helping. And yeah, everybody, I hope you really enjoyed the beautiful energy that we've received from Sage. And everybody have a wonderful rest of the day, night, evening, afternoon. So, your team's
Beautiful.
great
Thank
job. Want to say something, Rach?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on the call, and so lovely to chat with you, Sage. It's been an amazing morning. Really appreciate it.
Indeed. My heart is full.
Yeah,
Thank you.
mine too. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate you all, bringing the energy to the call as well and letting us engage with you. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's lovely. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you later.
Thanks, everyone.